Hi, my name's Joe. I'm a BASI Alpine Level 4 and freestyle coach. These videos are designed to give you as an instructor some ideas and tools to introduce your clients to freestyle skiing. So before you even go to the park, there's a whole range of activities you can do with your clients on a nice, easy, gentle slope to introduce them to the idea of switch skiing, how to pop. This all sort of challenges them in their fore-aft balance, in their using all their joints evenly to create the desired pop. And we're going to look at some videos now of how to do that and how not to do it. So before we can start doing any tricks, it's really important that we can ski switch confidently and safely. So we can land our first 180s, but we might also be looking into running into feature switch, like approaching a box switch. So for switch skiing to really be useful, we need to get out of the old habit of the switch snowplow. We want to have a nice stacked stance over our outside ski, like when we're skiing forwards. The weight is always on our outside ski. To help enhance this, you see I'm splitting my stance. I've got an open hip. I'm looking over the outside of the turn, over my shoulder. And this just helps. Again, you can see everything is aligned. All the joints are flexed over my outside ski, over my outside heel now, not in the forefront of the boot, because we're obviously going the other way. So some common problems that you might see there when teaching people this for the first time is that people are obviously used to having their shin touching the front of the boot. This overloads like the back of the ski now, the nose of the ski, and they're sliding out into a switch snowplow. All the weight's on the wrong side. To encourage this, we're going to again encourage people to stand more upright, like we said, shifting the weight over the heel, and splitting that stance again, opening the hip. The same goes for when you see people looking under their arm, trying to see where they're going. Again, we're looking over the shoulder again. It's this rotational separation that comes into it, and it just opens up everything. So the idea of a good pop is that you're using all your joints through your leg, through your whole body evenly, and that we're not jumping backwards, we're not getting pushed forwards, we're jumping the whole ski off the ground. So one idea might be just to get this going just in your ski boots on a flat piece of snow and lifting both legs up evenly. Give this a go on the flat and then running straight on gentle slopes. Once you're comfortable popping on flat terrain, it's a good idea to then start getting your clients or yourself start using little side hits, as we call them. So it might be a little mogul in the piste, it might be a ridge at the side of the piste before you actually go to a jump. Now the importance here is the timing. So often you'll see people pre-popping, so they're jumping actually as they approach the jump, and then they're only just clearing the pinnacle of the jump. So trying to give people ideas of counting down, the idea that you're fully extending only right at the very top of the jump to get maximum air time, and hopefully they're going to then start feeling that little bit of hang time at the pinnacle of the jump before they come down into the landing again. Once you've mastered a pop on flat terrain, you can also play around with ollies and nollies. The ollie being the loading up of the tails, jumping off the back and landing forwards on the front of the nose again, and the nollie being the reverse, loading up the front of the nose of the ski, popping and landing flat on the back again. Although we don't really use these a lot in the park at the moment, especially at this sort of entry level, it's great skills to have and just to help people find the center of their ski again. So they know one is far back, one is far forward, and the pop that we're all looking for the kickers is right in the center of the ski. So we're happily skiing switch. We can time our pops. We can time our pop going across the piste. We can time our pop hitting a small little lip as well. People are going to want to start learning some tricks, doing some 180s. Now the really important thing here is that nothing comes from our upper body, okay? I want us to start thinking about our feet. We're going to start introducing a little bit of edge maybe as well, being aware of that, at the edge of the opposite toe. And it's a rotary movement from our feet building up into our hip, being led by the vision. What it's not is a swing and hoping that everything else comes round. We're popping from our leg and then letting our vision guide us. Try this in a traverse, spinning up the hill before moving on to side hits.
And when you do start hitting the side hits, remember that all important timing of the pop like we spoke about earlier. One thing to note before you introduce buttering to your clients is their binding setup and din setting. You'd expect it to be set up by a shop at least an expert level so that they don't pre-release from the heels and end up falling on their face. When starting to butter, remember you're trying to get your center of mass over the front side of your ski in order to bend the ski. So refer back to the skills and knowledge that we did when we were ollieing and nollieing. The main thing really is just finding that flex point in that ski, being able to find that consistently. Then when you want to start adding in rotation and spinning, you can do that by popping into the butter, you can do that by carving in, or you can just by shifting your weight backwards and forwards to find the flex point and adding rotation like that. That's up to the performer to find what suits them best and their setup best.